but it's hard. And some people don't talk about how hard it is to be a servant. The church does not talk about. I wish a pastor would get up and say, you know what? I'm tired of serving this church, but I love it. Like, I would love to hear a pastor talk about their experience about serving. And I think that would help.
I hate to interrupt you, but I think everybody's experience is different. I think an arrogant perspective is I'm tired. I think a prideful perspective is I'm sick of doing this.
Like red letters over trap beats to fix it, saying, ooh, DJ Focus, tell him turn you up. Ooh, DJ Focus, tell him turn you up. Ooh.
Yes, sir. Welcome back. DJ Focus, Dice Gamble, Char Love. It's time for the unsaid truth. So come on, talk to the people.
But back again with a fire topic, okay? So we have 3 months left in 2024, and it is crazy out here. We have people that are being selfish, that are, operating from a place of I gotta get it on my own. And I really want to know, what is the whole point of being a servant? Does it get you further? Does it put you on the map? Does it get money in your pocket? We want to know, what is the whole point of being a servant? Because sometimes it could feel like being a servant has you being overlooked. And I know the way that Christ has set this up is that the greatest leader is a servant. But is it really? Are they really? So how have you all managed? Have you seen the benefits? Have you reaped the rewards of being a servant in your field, in your family, your friend, part of your friend group, like in business deals? Or was it like, nah, I'm good. I don't need to serve.
Go ahead, Minister Dice. I'll let you.
You better go first.
No, because I.
Go ahead, Focus. You got some things on your mind. You spoke up first. Go ahead, bro. You got this.
So wait a minute. Which one you want? Which one you want me to break down first? Because you said a lot of them. You said a lot of different examples. So you said, do we want to talk about being a church servant first, or we want to talk about, me being a servant to my wife? We want to talk about business, because I just
let's do earthly. Let's do earthly outside of church first. I want to get that perspective.
Okay, so okay, I'll talk about the business part of it. What a lot of people might see as serving. I call it, learning or growing. When I first got into radio, I knew nothing about radio. This is like 9 years ago. Knew nothing about it. And I was able to intern at a radio station and learn. So a lot of people are like, you really going to that station and not getting paid for it? Yeah, I am. Because I need to learn the business. I need to learn how to do radio. So to me, that was an act of serving, because I've always done Christian-based or faith-based radio. So to me, that was a service. That was me serving that actual station owner and giving my time up unpaid, but understanding that the benefits of me giving that time up unpaid, which was 2 full years unpaid, never asked for $1, but also the knowledge that I was able to pick his brain, learn the business, learn how to run. If I wanted to run a radio station, I actually could, because I learned from somebody who was running a very successful radio station. But that wasn't my goal. I always just wanted to push this music, being a DJ, have these conversations, and do just a show. So that's why I stay in my purpose. I don't try to do anything else. So that's one example I would give of, yes, did I reap benefits of it? Absolutely. You're looking at, us today. Well, listen, Stellar Award winning, Kingdom of Choice Award winning. I can keep going down the accolades of how God used the Fixx radio show and elevated it. But I do believe it had to start with me serving for 2 years, giving up my time, not making $1 off of it, and learning and growing from it. So
you have to get some skin in the game.
Oh, you always got to get skin in the game. I know a lot of people, shouts out to, the young adults out there listening to us right now. I know y'all think it's a microwave thing where you just pop and you just go viral, the next day. That happens for a very small percentage. Most of us really do grind. So I just want to get that in somebody's spirit.
Okay, so even with that, okay, you said 9 years ago, right? Did you take a hit with your pride, your ego, just how you felt like, man, those days, how did you overcome those days where you're like, man, bump this. I don't feel like doing this. I don't want to do this at all. Like, I just want to get to where I want to be. How did you overcome those days?
So I'm a little older than you, Shar. So I understand the grind and the hustle. We come from different eras. So like the era I come from, we all grind. We get it out the mud. We understand that it's a marathon, not a race. So you have to just endure through it because you're gonna have your ups and downs in anything. All my street people know, like, yeah, we had times when we was up, and we had times when it was a drought. Let's be very clear. So I'm built for this. So I might not be the right person to really ask that because I think my patience when it comes to something like that, when I make my mind up, I just kind of stick to it. I'm not one to like waver or give up on it or not believe that it's not going to happen because God's always shown me it's always going to happen if I just continue to stay consistent.
So you trying to say you never got irritated? Even like, I know, I get what you're talking about, like the hustle, the grind, but you never got irritated at it?
Irritated at what? At the process?
The process, yeah.
Yeah, I have, but not to that level. No, not to where I'm gonna give up. Not because to me, what you're asking me has it been that place where I feel like I was gonna quit or like give up on it? If I hear you correctly, is that what you were asking me, or maybe?
No, I think it's just like getting to a point where you're like, okay, when I've been here for about 3 months now.
Yeah.
When?
Yeah. Well, that's every day. That's to be very clear. That's so yeah. That's every day. So yes, forgive me. Understanding the question now. Yes, but the good thing about it is I still understand it's in God's timing and not my timing. Because yes, if I had it my way in my mind, absolutely. Yeah, we be a lot further than what we are. Blessed to be where we are. Don't get it twisted. But yes, I'm not just comfortable just being cool with just us being right here. No, this is not the finishing project in my mind.
Okay. Yeah, because I definitely know that even in Matthew 20:28, it says, even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. And it's just like, okay, Jesus came down and he's the highest of them all, right? And he came down. We're supposed to serve him, but he came to serve us. And I know as young people, sometimes we think about, man, this serving is beneath me. I don't have the patience for it, or God, I know I'm better than this. I know I'm educated. I'm qualified. Why do I have to serve somebody that is probably less than, me, or might not have all of the accomplishments as I do? That could be a little struggle. That can really take a hit to, somebody's pride or just their mental of like, God, I don't want to do this. But when we think about it, like even Jesus himself washed his disciples' feet. And that's like a mic drop. Like, you're not exempt from serving. But it's hard. And some people don't talk about how hard it is to be a servant. The church does not talk about. I wish a pastor would get up and say, you know what? I'm tired of serving this church, but I love it. Like, I would love to hear a pastor talk about their experience about serving. And I think that would help.
I hate to interrupt you, but I think everybody's experience is different. I think an arrogant perspective is, I'm tired. I think a prideful perspective is, I'm sick of doing this. But when you're really called to something, it's just like having sex or making kids or having babies. It's a process. It takes patience. It takes learning. It takes humility. But you're walking in obedience. It's exciting. It's joyful. It's purposeful. So it's really about your attitude, and you're only going to get out of it what you put in it.
Right.
So if your true heart is you don't want to do something, you'll never find joy in it. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why a lot of people have kids and they treat them like crap, because it's like, oh, you didn't want to have a baby. The baby was an accident in your mind. So you're like, oh, I wasn't even trying to have a baby. But it's like, no. Some people actually work 50 years to have a baby because they want that reward. They want the gift. It's an honor to do it. It's an act of selflessness. They want to be fulfilled in a different way. So the purpose is huge to them. So they every disappointment, every stress, every no, every wall they hit, it's exciting because they're like, we're trying to accomplish a goal here. You know, if you're called to something, you do it with everything you got. Like even for the show, it ain't easy. Ain't nothing easy about doing this. Nah, piece of this. But it's exciting because we already know people are going to encounter Christ in a different way when we do this. No matter how frustrating it is, no matter how people disappoint us, or no matter how the haters hate. It's like, man, when you're serving God and you really are looking for the blessing of God in it, or you're like, God, I know you got me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to count it all joy, as I should be counting all things joy. Thank you for giving me some type of purpose in my life. So it truly is. It truly is it's something you have to learn. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to grow, you'll take it on the chin. If you don't want to grow, you'll get frustrated because you'll be like, ah, this ain't nothing. Like I said, like, listen, you trying to be a great lover? And I'm just talking to the men right now. Y'all know. You don't know everything. You gotta learn your girl. It take a minute. It take a minute. This ain't gonna be fast. Like, you better get it in your head real quick. This ain't the last chick you dated. This a different chick. So you might get disappointed on this round, but guess what? As you learn, you be like, you know what? This is gonna be worth it. Yeah, it's gonna be worth it. Your experience is gonna be different. It may be challenging. It may be trying. It may take a while. I'm trying to talk to y'all in these slutty ways that y'all understand that everything ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, but if it's worth it, it's worth it. And you'll hang in there. Same thing with people who had challenges with infidelity. Like, it's frustrating. But guess what? These people that have babies because they didn't quit, they are excited about it. They wouldn't change any of that hard work or the 20 years that it took to get the child that they have together, the blessing, the legacy. Like, so it just depends on where you at. You know, where you at mentally, and if you truly believe this is your thing, God called you to this. That's how you're gonna treat it. You know, but if you're not in it wholeheartedly, yeah, you're gonna be frustrated.
You know what? It's something that you said, and I know we gotta go to commercial, but
go ahead. We can
this,
no. I want to hear this.
All right, so this right here, exactly what you said, just kind of like a to me. You had said it's pride and selfishness, and I think that right there, where people who are servants, it's like, okay, man, I want to say I'm tired. That doesn't take away from me loving what I do. But if I say it now, I'm arrogant and I don't appreciate the gift for me to serve. But just because I am a servant and I say I'm tired, that doesn't exempt me from feeling exhausted, irritated, frustrated. So then now you have a lot of leaders walking around mute, because they feel if I were to even just say an inkling of how I truly feel, then it's like, oh, you don't want to serve.
But it ain't about feelings, it's about obedience. Service is about obedience. No, wait for it. Service is about obedience, not feelings. And we're called to take breaks. We're called to take sabbaticals. You know, there's a season for everything. So I personally would never get to a point where I'm fed up with people. I would turn to my leadership and say, so I'm taking 3 months and I'll be back. Because I need to go get fed. I need to go get filled up. I need to go on vacation with my husband or my wife. Like, I need to take a break. I need to go to the Bahamas. I need to read my Bible, sitting on the beach with a palm tree, and some type of drink in my hand. I need to go sit down somewhere and get refreshed before I get tired of doing my ministry. And what happens with us, Black and Browns, is the only thing I can talk about, is we push people to the limit and we don't give them the courtesy to say, I need a time out. So you don't get burned out. You know, everybody knows about that burnout. That's why you have vacation days at work, because your business knows, I can't just dry these people. I got to give them 2 months vacation, or 1 month, 4 weeks for sure. That's why you have maternity leave. Why? Because you can't just keep going. And so when you open your mouth, because the power of life, endeavor, and the tongue, you got to speak up. Even in a relationship or a marriage, you say, hey, honey, this ain't working. We need to go to counseling. Okay. So before I hate you, or want to put the pillow on your face or the knife to your neck, we need to take a break. We need to take a break.
Jesus.
Yeah. You guys pick up hey, before it gets there, you and me, we got to pick up the phone and call Doc, and we got to schedule 2 appointments per week for the next month so that we can continue to operate in love. But we, as people of faith, have taken so many outs, or allowed the enemy to be like, nah, you broken, you hurt, you exhausted, you tired. Am I though? Because
but what
I
if you truly are though? Are you wrong to say it? Are you wrong to say it though?
Well, I think you have the freedom of speech, but you do have to check yourself and say, how did I get here? How did I get here? Because nobody put a gun in your head and made you do ministry. So it's like, how did I get myself here? I did not speak up last Sunday when I said I was tired and I didn't want to lead the song no more. I did not speak up and say, hey, how about I pick up the phone and call him and tell him I'm not coming to practice? I didn't tell another pastor that, hey, I need you to get your sermon ready because I'm not teaching this week. I'm tired.
Now,
So
what
it's
about
like
those? Go ahead.
Yeah, you got to be honest. Like, just be honest and take a step back. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's the thing. This is a lot of artists, and Focus knows this. We have a lot of Christian artists that they tap out of the game because they just kept pushing in a way that was ridiculous. It was like, bro, all you had to do was like say, Jesus took 40 days. I'm taking 40. I'm taking 40. I'm taking 40 because I want to still love y'all, right? But I know I'm not getting filled up. I'm not getting supported. I need to go to another church and get somebody to pray over me because I'm not getting what I need right now. So we have to learn to take the power back and not get stuck in our feelings, because feelings come and feelings go.
Yeah, they do.
So that's the thing. It's like we have to be obedient. That's why the Bible's very clear. Obedience is better than sacrifice. So don't be out here sacrificing your soul and your emotions and your tears, crying in front of everybody. Like, no. Obedience says, hey, if my heart ain't in the right place, I take a sabbatical.
And you know, Dice, you said a lot. You definitely that ego and that pride, you know, has to be checked. But also too, as well, I love the fact that you talked about communication. Yes, you should speak up and say, hey, yeah, absolutely, I need to go and get poured back into. I need to take a break. I think that is something, and it's funny that you brought this up, Sharp, because I think a lot of people are scared to do that. So I don't know what that reason is. Maybe some intimidation from the pastor or church leader, or I don't know. I've even seen people stressed out about being a ministry leader and feeling like they can't take a break because they come back and somebody gonna take their spot. I'm like, bless y'all life.
The
What God
FOMO.
got for me. Yeah. You can have it, because I promise you, because if it's for me, God has. No, seriously, I'm like you. I'm gonna take me a vacation or something. Now, look, the Lord knows. Yeah, who do this? Yeah,
Right.
One thing I'm gonna do is be on somebody beach. That's where I'm gonna be.
You ain't gonna overwork me. Yeah.
So come on, Char. What else? What else you want to jive into then with this topic?
No, I definitely do feel that there is a level of being scared and feeling like, okay, if I do speak up and say, hey, I'm burnt out, I am tired, that it will be taken as, oh, you don't take this seriously. And then also on the other side, it's like those ministries that don't have the help, that don't have the staff, they feel pigeonholed. Like I want to leave, or
get somebody else. What? You can get a sub, girl. You know, the church right down the street will bring somebody right on in there.
not the church down
Get
the
your
street.
sub. The church down the street, yeah.
But it's easier said than done, though.
But if you plan, because this is where we slip too. Like if I'm running a business and I got, I don't know, maybe 5 managers and 2 of them maybe they come down with COVID. Trust me, I got a backup plan. It's not gonna be, oh well, we're just gonna be short today. No, we're gonna have somebody ready to go if you're a good business manager. And I think this is where a lot of these little churches fall short too, is like, you guys have to have a plan. Like, just because God sends you to something don't mean you shouldn't have no business plan. It's like, you have to have a plan. Like, I mean, same thing. If I'm not here, Focus is gonna find a stand, and it's gonna be Justin, it's gonna be you, it's gonna be somebody. Like, you got to have it in your mind, like, if this person can't show up, somebody else can. So you should never feel like, oh, I can't step away or take a break in ministry. That's crazy. It's like, you should only be with like a church or a community or a ministry that is like, hey, let us know where you are. Because if we're being honest, we're supposed to be like, you know, sharing our truth with each other as men and women of God. So I should be able to tell you how I feel, and you should respect that. Like, it shouldn't be, oh, I can't believe. No, you better believe. Okay. And I'm led of the Lord. Here's the thing. If we operating in the Holy Spirit, y'all know sometimes the Holy Spirit is shut somebody down.
Oh,
so
no.
it ain't, shut your right on down. Set your right on down. Or you ain't gonna be there today. You ain't gonna be there on time. You ain't gonna teach today. You're gonna feel sick today. Like, the Holy Spirit will move in a way and shut people down. And we have to know that it's not just us dealing with people and people's life issues and their feelings. It's like, we have to be led of the Lord too, and be ready. You know, like, okay, God, well, I need to have a couple people ready, you know, who who are in their word and they've studied to show themselves approved, who are ready to go. And they might just be down the street at the other church sitting on the front pew, and you might have to blow them up. Our pastor's sick today. Can you come down and give us a word? Of course. There's so many people ready to do that. Because think about it, every church usually has too many pastors.
That's true.
Too many.
That's a whole nother topic.
Okay.
Well,
Fair enough.
before you get on that, 'cause you can speak to that, but I want to touch on something. The other side of that, though, Dice, and I'm glad you brought that up. The other side of that is we need to stop. Our church leaders need to stop with this brainwashing.
Bullying people.
Yeah, bullying or brainwashing and saying people are losing their fire or losing their certitude because they want to take a break. That's a form of brainwash. This is why they say we cult. They say we're cults at times because of stuff like that. It's like, stop. No, it's okay. And if you ain't tired, shouts out to all the super pastors that don't never need no break. They ain't never tired. Bless your life. If that's what God told you to do, and be like a nun or be like a priest, do what you got to do. No, seriously, because I really feel there are some people that feel that way about how they serve God. Bless your life. I promise you, I love you, but I'm taking a break.
I definitely heard them call the church a gang.
Yeah.
Besides, gang. Y'all gang over there.
Blood in, blood out. That's right. Go ahead.
No, but I definitely even with my younger people, my heart is to my young people, and we have this thing of being selfish. And I've even experienced even some of my family is just you feel some type of way when you need help, but yet you are the last to give it. You're the last to respond when somebody says, hey, I need help, or you don't come through. And then you turn around and you get frustrated when somebody doesn't want to help you. And that I do see that amongst my peers. And I've even been guilty of oh, they didn't help me. I'm not about to sit here and serve, or I'm not going to be the first to serve because I'm operating out of flesh and out of feeling. And like you said, feelings are fleeting. You cannot trust your feelings. And what Luke says, give and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over will be put into your lap. For with the measure you use it will be measured back to you. And that's Luke 6:38. And it's just even though you might not want to serve because God will see it. But also make sure your heart posture is correct, because that's what God is really looking at.
Absolutely.
That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah, because the tables are going to turn. And I always say this, you always want to make sure that you're on the right side when they do.
Well, seed time harvest. So it's I've said this on the show 1,000 times. There's nowhere I can't go in the world and pretty much know somebody who knows me, who won't open their doors to me if I don't have anywhere to stay, pick me up from the airport, give me some food, send me some money. And it's not because I'm good. It's just because I knew I was called to live a Christ-based life, and I've served wholeheartedly, you know what I'm saying, with humility, out of love and selflessness. And it's that obedience, that Christ likeness is what people recognize in you. And so it's when you turn around, like you said, hey, what goes around comes around. Seed time harvest, all those seeds you sown, it's going to bring you fruit. Even now when we got to call on people, we can pick up the phone and be remember that time? Yes. So it's exciting to know that you're sowing, but you're sowing with a purpose to later glorify God. And so you should do it in a spirit of love. And what's the point of being a servant is what you're talking about. Jesus is the example. So we are to definitely follow. And you gave, I think, that Matthew scripture, the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve. He gave the perfect example of spiritual growth, finding purpose, all of that, building with your community, your eternal heaven award, all this. I mean, serving will help to heal you when you're being arrogant and you're ungrateful. Go to we talk about all the time, a volunteer shelter, a homeless shelter. Go feed the homeless, go feed some orphans. And it brings you back to gratitude. And you're like, man, God, why was I acting like that? Everybody that's on the earth, you're going to serve something. You're going to give your service to something. It might as well be unto God. Either you're going to serve the enemy or you're going to serve God. But we also get served too. Like you said, when we get older, how you think these older people get to church and get to these doctor's appointments and get to all these places? Because they've lived a life sowing seeds, helping people, being there when people need them. So it's like, that's the example. Like, Christians need to set, like, this is the precedence. Like, I'm gonna be here for you, regardless if you bless me or not, because I know God is gonna bless me just for serving you over here. That's why it should be a joyful heart. That's why our servitude should be one of excitement and not, oh, I'm so sick of. It's like, okay, well, whatever you say. If you so sick, you're gonna be sick. If you so tired, you're gonna be tired. If you hate these people, guess what? It's gonna be some hatred coming your way. So however you set your heart posture is what you're gonna receive. That's why we should sow with a joyful heart, and be glad. You know what I'm saying? Like, we will be blessed when we sow. And that's the point of you being a servant. Like, God is trying to bless you by allowing you to serve. So, yeah.
Like,
yeah. Go
That's
ahead.
good
Get to
stuff.
serving.
That's good stuff.
Get
Yeah,
to serving.
please get to serving. And I think, again, anybody who has questions with this, yeah, listen, seek Jesus. I think you need to just seek Jesus and watch Jesus' life and how he gave his life. I feel like that was a service right there. He ain't had
It
to.
is the greatest service.
Yeah,
Okay.
he ain't had to at all. Let's be very
He
clear.
had to at all.
He
for
just stayed up there
surely
with the
didn't have
Father.
to.
Yeah,
Jeez.
chilling.
Come on now.
Had a whole kingdom up there. He's up there chilling. He
Right.
minding his own
Okay.
Minding his
Right.
business.
Right.
All right, y'all. That's it for the unsaid crew.
Yeah.
Don't touch that dial. We gotta go to the break, pay some bills. We'll be back with more. You tapped into the Fixx.
And the Fixx is in.